So crazy stuff that's been going on. We actually have the CEO of Ripple on Fox Business. It's happened before, but what they're about to talk about is going to potentially revolutionize a lot of serious things with crypto, especially in North America. So anyways, I have to moderate because I don't want to get a strike on this channel and just play Fox News stuff. So I'm just going to pause it once in a while. And let's just have a conversation and kind of figure this out because this is really fascinating.
Joining me now is the CEO of Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse. Brad, great to see you.
Very good to see you.
Thanks so much for being here. Tell us how Ripple fits into this whole crypto.
All right, so just really quick, for those of you who don't know what Ripple is, I'm just going to give you a quick synopsis. It's a company that basically is helping banks save money on fast transactions or just transactions overseas, transactions from banks to banks. We're talking wholesale transactions, just like big transactions. Costs millions of dollars to do that with fiat currency, especially from one exchange to another in multiple countries. With Ripple, they've been able to create very, very small fees and transactions. So it's just super efficient. And that's basically the long story short of it all.
Framework that we're actually understanding better and better recently.
So from the earliest days, Ripple has been focused on solving the problem around cross-border payments. It's slow, it's expensive, and we use a digital asset called XRP to help speed that up, make it very inexpensive and very reliable. But the challenge, as you know well, is the U.S. has had this very hostile. The Biden administration has been waging a war on crypto.
Yeah, so as you guys know, the SEC, Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, has actually taken this guy to war to the point where it has been like a 3 or 4 year lawsuit battle that's still going on to today. And what's crazy is that Donald Trump, I believe, is going to fire Gary Gensler, which is massive news for this guy.
An unlawful war. Courts have agreed with us on that. And we're finally seeing that kind of unlocked in a Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Trump. And I think we're
Trump embraced crypto and crypto embraced Trump. I cannot believe that I'm hearing those words right now.
Seeing that reflect in kind of how the markets have reacted since the election.
So for Ripple, do you think that this also unlocks new revenue opportunities for you in the U.S.? Because I know the customer base largely outside the U.S.
You're exactly right. The United States SEC filed a lawsuit about what is XRP 4 years ago. And so it kind of froze the U.S. market opportunity for us. If you're a U.S. bank.
Yeah, so they're trying to figure out, is it security? Like, is Ripple is it a currency? That's what they're trying to figure out. Or is it just an asset that helps currency? It's
a U.S. financial institution. You're like, let's just wait and see how this plays out. So sure. 95% of our customers are outside the United States. And finally, I think we're at a point where we can actually see growth and see the crypto industry thrive here in the United States. The largest economy in the world has really been leaning out.
All-time highs today, by the way, guys. All-time high Bitcoin today. All-time high.
The crypto economy.
And giving it up to China.
There's no question. Like, it's growing in the UK, it's growing in Japan, it's growing in Switzerland. I mean, these are big economies that are leaning, the US really has been the outlier in many ways.
Yeah, it's a great point. So talk to us about your outlook for crypto under the Trump administration and this deregulation that Trump is underway, thinking about and talking about. Look, he's been putting together a cabinet. We still don't have his.
I kind of wonder if there is actually going to be some kind of a asset class that Trump is going to put crypto under that actually would back the United States dollar. I mean, this is something that Bitcoin Brian and I have been talking about, is when Trump said, I want to be the first crypto president, what does he mean by that? Like, what exactly was he getting at? And now I'm curious to see the involvement of XRP and Ripple in the Donald Trump, philosophies that he's coming up with. First crypto president, it's interesting to think about.
Via on a Securities and Exchange Commission head, CFTC head, all of these agencies want a piece of you, want a piece of the crypto industry. They all want to have some kind of a regulatory, role here. Do you think you get more clarity under the Trump administration? Who's running things?
Yes, we want them to have a role. And as you know well, one of the biggest problems the crypto industry has had isn't the idea there's too much regulation. It's just the regulation is not even clear. We're trying.
Yeah, that's so true. Regulation not being clear has been one of the greatest fears and problems with institutional investors. Because what do? I mean, it's kind of like the whole marijuana thing. Like there wasn't, it was like in a lot of states, legal federal or legal statewide, but not legal federally. So it's just like there was just no regulation to it. There was like what's going to happen? So same thing with crypto is regulation's good. It's a good thing because it solidifies the law. It solidifies the truth. It solidifies, it kind of doesn't put you in that weird position where the government can just come in and do what they want to do with your assets. So it's interesting.
Apply laws from literally 1946, a famous Supreme Court case called the Howey test. We're trying to apply that to a digital asset industry that's been developed in the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so it just doesn't fit. And I think as we bring this new, really the Trump cabinet to bear, getting those clear rules, which we've been asking for under the Biden administration for years, I think we're finally going to get that clarity, which will help the U.S. lead again. And I think, Trump talks about making America great again. I think he's going to make crypto great again in the United States.
He's going to make crypto great again. Crypto has always been great, for the record. There's never been a time where crypto hasn't been great. It may have been down in price, but crypto has always remained great and honest. So, but I understand what he's coming at. I understand what he's trying to say. I just think he's absolutely right. Trump is going to create regulations. He's going to bring the right people in. He's going to fire the wrong people, the right people that he needs to fire. They're wrong, but he's going to fire them. And in addition to that, we also have a cabinet of people in the Trump administration that are deeply pro-crypto. So this is a whole nother animal, coming at it from that perspective.
No, he certainly talks about it a lot and wants more in terms of the U.S. role in that. Trump reportedly meeting privately with the CEO of Coinbase, Brian Armstrong, on Monday to discuss.
Holy crap, man. Dude, this is insane. This is insane. Not only is Donald Trump meeting, filling his cabinet full of people that are very pro-crypto, and he's now having meetings with massive, massive crypto developers and exchange like CEOs like this guy. For what purpose would he be meeting with these people? Like, that's insane.
Appointments for the second Trump administration. So Fox Business's Edward Lawrence spoke to Coinbase chief policy officer about that meeting. Watch this.
We're gratified by the degree that the Trump team has had an open door with us and given us an opportunity to talk about our vision about crypto and to see them ultimately adopt much of that. We're very excited to do our part to fulfill the president's vision of making the U.S. a crypto and digital asset leader of the world. There's a lot of work to be done. There was a lot of damage done over the last 4 years that all of us in the industry and working with our policymakers can kind of get going on to restore the U.S.'s position as a global leader.
Well, I'll tell you.
This is crazy. This is hitting me so hard. Guys, this came out today. This is a video that came out today. Maybe for some of you tomorrow, because you're seeing it the day after. But the point is that it came out. And this is happening. Do you realize this is huge, what's happening right now?
I think it would speak volumes if Trump put in a crypto expert in the SEC. That would be unbelievable. Or CFT.
You see his face? he said. She even laughed. She realizes how crazy that sounds in a good way, but how crazy. Like, we're here. It's happening. He's like,
say, where does Coinbase fit in?
Look at that face. Dude, he's just like, I know. Like, he's surprised. He's surprised by the serious possibility of what's going to be going down here. I don't even know if this guy actually, the CEO of Ripple, I don't even know if he actually realizes or even thought that this would be coming this soon. I mean, we say this soon. It's been a while, but at the same time, this development is insane.
all of this?
I mean, Coinbase has been a really important voice in this. I think, three key players came together during this election cycle. Coinbase, Ripple, and Andreessen Horowitz came together to really make sure that crypto was front foot on the agenda. And I think we will get someone at the SEC who is very familiar with crypto. There's a couple names still in the mix that I think are very...
There's possibility that it very well could be the creator of ADA or Cardano. There's been talk about that.
Strong candidates. And the nice thing is these are people who don't go in with we're going to attack this industry. And it really did turn out to be, at a minimum, unethical and a maximum unlawful. And again, federal courts are saying that, not just Brad Garlinghouse.
Right. And Trump has talked about the stablecoin industry as well. You're about to launch a stablecoin. Is that right?
We are indeed. Ripple announced not too long ago, we're announcing something called RLUSD or Ripple USD. The stablecoin market now is 170, about $180 billion.
180 billion. There was a time that Ripple actually did take the place of Ethereum. I don't know if you guys remember that. I forget what year it was, but it was during the bull cycle it might have been the bull cycle 2020, I think. Well, no, it wasn't with that. Anyways, I'll have to go back and look at it. But yeah, Ripple actually took the place of Ethereum's market cap for a moment. And this man right here was actually richer than Elon Musk at one point. Believe it or not, he actually surpassed Elon Musk's net worth. I'm pretty positive about that. It was for a moment, and it was a historical moment. It was insane.
And the largest player is called Tether. We think there's an opportunity for the Ripple of the world, we're an institutional use case, selling into banks, solving that cross-border, and really making payments cheaper, faster. We think this is a perfect use case of these technologies.
Yeah, so I mean, again, the beauty of Ripple, the whole point of this company, actually, this is the whole reason why I got involved in crypto originally, was because of Ripple. It had come out the same time that it was coming out. That's when I was getting involved, and I was getting involved for Ripple. Now, funny enough, I actually don't have any Ripple right now. I have other coins that I've invested in, but I did. This has been a bridge for me. But anyways, speaking of bridges, it's a beautiful thing what they've done. It's kind of a little bit different than what Satoshi Nakamoto's vision was, because it's more based on centralization, whereas Satoshi Nakamoto's entire philosophy was based on decentralization, But we live in a centralized world. We live in a world where people are super dependent. They expect people to take care of them. That's why they put their money in the bank rather than in their own safe of their home, So anyways, Ripple is helping banks. I mean, that's just what it is. Ripple is helping banks save millions of dollars on transferring fees from bank to bank. And it's kind of genius, to be honest.
I can understand, because slowly but surely you're seeing financial services get it and start implementing crypto, stable coins in their businesses. Trump, of course, has vowed to fire SEC Chairman Gary Gensler on day one.
There it is. Day one, Gary Gensler. I'm pretty sure that this man is going to resign if he has not already, because he's not going to go down with the legacy of Donald Trump firing him.
I said day one. And Gensler has recently signaled that he may soon resign.
Bing, bing, bing. See? Yeah. That's what's going to happen. He's going to resign. He's not going to put up with the bull crap of that.
After President-elect Trump's massive election win, here's a look at some of the rumored contenders Trump is considering for the chairman of the SEC.
Dude, look at these people. Yes. Oh.
Brad, and I want to get your take on what's the most important thing that person should do in the early days of this new role at the SEC, should one of these folks get them?
I think working with Congress and identifying here's the gaps in the existing laws that create the confusion. I think, I don't know.
That is a very wise thing to say. What are the gaps in the areas of it's not even just cryptocurrency. It's so many different things that the SEC has to deal with. There's so many gaps, and people are trying to understand how it works. And there's a lot of people that are getting into trouble, not because they're intentionally trying to get into trouble, but because they don't know what to do. And no matter how far they dig, whether that's them talking to their CPAs, whether it's them talking to their financial advisors, no one knows the answers to some of these things. Or sometimes you'll get an answer from one financial advisor, and then another one says another thing. And it's confusing. No one really knows what the answer is. And I agree that that is one of the biggest issues that needs to be taken care of right now.
All those candidates personally, but there's a bunch of very strong candidates up there that I think aren't going to pretend that, hey, the rules are clear. Gary Gensler would testify in front of Congress and literally say the rules are clear, but in the next sentence he wouldn't answer the question, is ETH a security? So to me, it's just this, head in the sand. It's a new dawn for crypto in the United States, and I think we really can make this the heartbeat of the crypto and blockchain industry in the next 5 or 10 years.
For so many people, they feel like the people who.
What's frustrating for a lot of people that are in Congress and a lot of, well, people that are more anti-crypto is this is not something that was created by the government. I mean, allegedly. This was something that was created by people that, the other countries have created stuff like this. Now, Ripple is US based, but Satoshi Nakamoto, we don't know who that is. So, United States is not claiming the white paper or the ownership of the blockchain with Bitcoin. No one is claiming that. I mean, you had Craig Wright, Dr. Craig Wright, who claimed it once. We found him out to be a liar. Maybe he was a part of the development team. I don't know. At least that's what John McAfee told me once. But I don't know. Like, the point is that what do you do with an asset? What do you do with property that has been neutralized for society to use and it's not government owned? It's an interesting thing to think about.
Writing these rules, writing the framework for crypto actually don't understand.
And I want to make one little thing clear, actually, is that when you trade these cryptos for your government currency, that is when the responsibility now is on you to follow the laws of the United States. Okay? I mean, the responsibilities are for you to follow the laws of the United States, period. Okay? But at the same time, that's where the confusion is in a lot of ways, is people are like, what do we do with this asset? Long-term, short-term capital gains. What do we do with this asset? If it's being traded on an exchange that's not even connected to United States dollars. What do you do with that? How do you regulate that? Because there's a lot of people that can get into trouble if they don't have any idea of what to do with this.
I mean, do you think Gary Gensler actually understands the crypto business?
One of the most frustrating things about Gary Gensler, he actually taught classes at MIT about crypto. And if you watch the videos of him teaching.
Are you serious? He taught classes about cryptography. I'm trying to understand. Yeah.
In these classes. And then you listen to him after he became the chair of the SEC under Elizabeth Warren's kind of guidance.
Oh, I see where you're going.
It was a night and day difference.
Wow.
And
so he is smart. He understands, but he's political.
Extremely. And hypocritical.
Yeah.
Look.
No, that is an absolute hypocrisy. I mean, for you to actually, that's so messed up. That's like teaching somebody grace and then just going off and trampling on that person or on people in general, giving zero grace. I mean, that's insane. And, the other thing that's crazy. So what it really comes down to is that this guy has been bought out. He's bought out and he just wants to control the United States and not allow the people to have their freedoms. That's
literally the federal courts were calling the SEC under his leadership. These are exact quotes: arbitrary and capricious, failing to follow a faithful allegiance to the law.
Wow.
They were even sanctioned in one case in Utah. That the SEC was sanctioned by a federal judge. This is not what we want from our government institutions, to work for the people and to actually protect investors.
All right, we'll leave it there. Brad.
Dude, that's crazy. Well, anyways, long story short, guys, the big picture here is that crypto is going to be a very positive thing for the United States over the next 4 years, I believe, because of how many people are super positive about crypto that are in the leadership of the United States. This is insane. This is revolution. This is different than all the bull runs and bear runs that I have been a part of in the past. Now it's getting to the people. The answer is now coming to the people. The moms and pops are now feeling more comfortable because of guys like this. And by the way, I knew this was going to happen. Okay. I mean, if you look at videos that I put out back in the day of Ripple, like years ago, like I seriously thought that this is what was going to happen. You were going to see something that was focusing more on the centralization of society, the centralization of the people. Goes a little bit against the grain of what Satoshi Nakamoto was trying to do, although there's respect to what Satoshi Nakamoto was trying to do. Kind of think about it like gold. This is massive. But anyways, guys, leave in the comments section. What are your guys' thoughts? Would love to hear it about this. What are your thoughts on, I'm sorry if I've moderated a lot, but I have to moderate because I don't want to get a strike on this video. But just leave in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this. Do you guys think that this is going to be really helpful for crypto, or do you guys think that this is going to be negative for crypto? Personally, I think this is going to be huge. Absolutely huge. So anyways, have an awesome one, guys. I'll see you guys later.